All right, let's get rocking. Let's get rolling. We're gonna go into my top 10 roller coasters here in a second, but just want to talk about some of the stuff that I've done this year. Been to I think 3 or 4 different parks, maybe even 5 or 6. It's been a bunch. Helen has been along with the journey, so we're excited to talk about some of our top coasters we've been on. As mentioned, at the end of the year, I've logged 77 coaster credits across 9 different parks, including 20 alone at Cedar Point. This list is based off of recent rides, overall pacing, and personal taste, not just stats. As you can see, we're getting started with 2025 Vekoma new Siren's Curse. This thing has a height of 160. That drop sits more at a hyper status of a 200-foot drop once you're in the back row and you get twisted all the way down through. So then at number 14, or going through my honorable mentions, but it's really just my top 15, is American Thunder at St. Louis. This wooden is sick. I wasn't expecting this to be at this park. The drop is dang near the same height as the coaster. Speeds are pretty good, and airtime is just punch. You have good laterals throughout the coaster. Number 13 is a hyper coaster I really wanted to put in there, but I think it's going to immediately fall out of my top 10, so I just didn't put it in there for that sake. It's the hyper at Cedar Point. One of the hypers. I have multiple hypers, but it is Magnum XL-200, lift hill, 205 feet, absolute airtime machine if you get that sweet spot. But if you don't get the sweet spot, that coaster is really not top 10 worthy, so that's why it's not in my top 10. Sitting at number 12 is Fahrenheit at Hersheypark. That is an excellent ride, intimate made that I am a big fan of. Vertical lift hill, amazing degree, a lot of inversions. I think this coaster is tied with the most inversions I've been on, and I'm stand corrected. It has 6 inversions. Holy cow, this one, it just packs a punch. Sitting at number 11 is Phantom's Revenge, which is a Morgan Aero Hyper converted to a Morgan Hyper, and it's only a hyper because of its second drop down a ravine. We all know about it. Airtime at the end, it's kind of anticlimactic. I thought it would be better my first ride, and I've only been on it once, but to be honest, it's better than what it used to be. That's for dang sure. So that is my honorable mention, and like I said, those coasters at any given day would break into my top 10 if given a right ride, given different nostalgia effects. But regardless, they're right there on the brim. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bump into my top 10. I'm excited to get started with my top 10, and we're actually starting out with back-to-back Cedar Point coasters. Sitting at number 10 is Top Thrill 2, not Top Thrill Dragster, Top Thrill 2. There's a reason why it is similar to the original, but it's completely different in the same sense. That backwards reverse launch to the vertical spike, if you're in that back row, which I wasn't, but still makes my top 10 even though I wasn't in the back row, it was so sick. You sit up there for like 5 seconds and then you fly through 120 miles per hour, get back to that Top Thrill Dragster speed that we all know and love. Hit the top hat, swing down. I mean, this coaster is amazing top to bottom. It's a stat puncher, but I'll be honest, that vertical spiral that whips you into your passenger side seat if you're sitting amongst all it. Number 9 is Millennium Force, the Intimate Giga. I just love this coaster, and I finally actually got a front row seat, and it made it all worth it. I'll be honest, nothing is better than a Giga. Well, you'll see what does here in a second, but the speed that it holds through, 90 plus miles per hour, that mile plus long track, everything is amazing about this coaster. I'm a huge fan of it, and it will always be one of my favorite steel coasters. All right, moving parks. We're moving to Six Flags America in Gurnee, Illinois. I'm putting my number 8 coaster as Raging Bull. Raging Bull is a B&M Hyper built, I believe, in the early 2000s, correction, 1999. And this coaster has a 208-foot drop. The angle of the drop isn't immaculate, but the speeds hit 73 miles per hour, and the length of the track is almost a mile long. This is a not an outback layout. It is a more of a twister-like layout, and man, it is an amazing layout. I'm a big fan of this hyper. It is one of my highest hypers. At number 7 is New Texas Giant, new credit as in this last couple months I got this one in. It is the first and OG RMC built in 2011. It has a drop of 150 feet. Drop angle is only 80 degrees, but the speeds get up to 65 miles per hour. What really gets me is this track is almost a mile long, and there's no single inversion. This roller coaster tries to throw you out of the car, tries to bop you each and every way. A bunch of tunnels, long track. I was a fan. I just was surprised when I got that coaster. I'm like, I didn't go upside down once, and that was impressive to feel that intensive a ride. And coming in at number 6 is Hersheypark Intimate Launch Coaster. one of the first hydraulic launches, Storm Runner. Storm Runner is a 100-foot high coaster top hat, but it actually has a drop of 180, almost a hyper drop. Built in 2004, 90 degree, 180-foot drop, reaches speeds of 72 miles per hour, and has three inversions. The three inversions are really fun. I'll be honest, this is one of the few coasters I ever grayed out on. I don't remember a large chunk of that ride because of that launch. Just kind of kicked me back. I wasn't ready to get punched like that. I don't think I realized it was a hydraulic launch. I don't know what it was, but regardless, I was shocked with that ride. I am a huge fan of it, and that's why it sits just outside of my top 5. All right, guys, let's get back into my top 5 here. We got to break it down. We got two coasters from Cedar Point coming up. Let's not mention that too much, but I also have 2 wooden coasters popping in this lineup. I am a big fan of airtime, a big fan of kind of just intense layouts, but more importantly, I'm a fan of pacing. And nothing but does it better than my number 5, Maverick. The Intimate launch wasn't a record-breaking coaster, but it still has a 100-foot drop beyond vertical degrees. I mean, this coaster has 2 inversions in the first half, and then it doesn't go upside down again once. Kind of like New Texas Giant. This coaster feels like you go upside down multiple times, but it's just so intense. It tries to whip you laterally and just ejector airtime. I love ejector airtime. I'm a sucker for it. But when it comes to ejector airtime, I don't think it beats that first drop. You got that nice launch, and this coaster could be reimagined here soon. Imagine that Heartline roll getting put in, or just a couple new elements that make it a little bit more whippy. I mean, this coaster already is excellent. I think there's a day where it pops my top 3. After my most recent ride of 10 plus years of not being on that coaster, I was shocked. I didn't expect it to be that punchy. I think I forgot about it. And I believe they changed the over collar restraints. I'm not 100% sure, but since I rode it, I think that they changed. Or maybe I just got taller because I remember my head getting whipped around to that. And that coaster was a much better experience. I walked off that. That's my top 3. Sadly, it does not get my top 3, but I think there's a chance it could. I think there's a chance it could. But sitting at number 4 is Phoenix at Knoebels. One of my highest rated woodies. I think this coaster is going to continue to drop my rankings, sadly. But man, what a great coaster this is. It's just a wooden buzz bar machine. From that first pitch black moment that you have on this coaster to the lift hill where you're just buzzing through the environment that's going around at Knoebels, all the way till that drop that just feels dangerous on those buzz bars, and then just the intense, disrespectful airtime that this coaster has that it really shouldn't for a below 100-foot coaster. Doesn't even reach speeds of like 60 miles per hour, I don't think. I don't even think it hit speeds of 50 miles per hour. But man, this old school PTC, man, it holds up. Shout out Knoebels for holding this coaster up to date. Sitting at number 3 was my first ever RMC coaster, Hersheypark's Wildcat's Revenge. This one, at the end of last year, was my number 1 coaster, but now you can see it's dropped to number 3. This 135-foot drop, this might be the best drop in the park. I think it's because of that 82-degree angle, but it has an ejector. Sat in the back row, waited. I think it was worth every weight of that 62-mile-per-hour, 3,500 feet track. It throws you upside down 4 times, and it's a relatively new RMC, and I think they're continuing to build great coasters because they put in a bunch of elements. Pacing stays throughout most of the coaster. That double down is my favorite part for sure. Coming in at number 2, and I'm telling you, this was one of the closest decisions I had to make. It is my favorite wooden coaster ever, El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure, the Intimate Prefab. 176-foot drop at degrees of 76, which on a real wooden coaster, not the RMC hybrid coasters, the real wooden coaster, 76 degrees feels like 90. I was legitimately scared as we dropped down that drop the first time. Went back, hopped on twice, hopped on it 3 more times than I did. I think I got 5 rides on the day. Hit 70 miles per hour, which is insanely fast on a coaster that is made out of wood. This 2006 Intimate Prefab is one of my favorite coasters of all time. It is so dangerously addicting. Oh my goodness, this is, I want to put it at number 1, but I can't because number 1 is Steel Vengeance. Cedar Point Steel Vengeance. The RMC that changed the world, the RMC that battled against demons, dragons, titans, you name it. It did it all. 205 feet, 200-foot drop, 90-degree angle. I mean, it's an excellent coaster. 74 miles per hour. It feels like it goes much faster. and it has well over a mile of track. Four inversions, and I'll tell you what, my favorite inversion is the last inversion because I think I don't want to name it something that's not, but the corkscrew that overturns and then whips you back real quick. Oh my goodness, what an inversion that is. I was not ready for that. The airtime, the ejector, this coaster has the pacing that lasts. It just truthfully is a better, more rounded coaster than El Toro. And I think that's the truth of it. I think it's hard to make a wooden coaster compete with that. But I'm excited to get on some new coasters. There's going to be another hybrid that I'm getting on soon. Heading to San Antonio, get some new credits in San Antonio. There's two different parks that we all know and love that I need to get some credits there. And I know there's at least one coaster there that's going to make my top 10 next year. Going off that, I'm going to try to hit up Coda Land, get some footage there because, I'm relatively close. And I think that since I'm a local, I should at least have some footage of that new coaster coming up. And then last but not to be forgotten is this Giga coming to Texas. I'm going to try to get a bunch of footage of that Giga here in Texas. I'm excited for that one to document it and try to be a local and just see that it's been being built. It's been built, and I think people got better footage than me. But I'm going to try to make myself get out there here soon, get some new credits at Six Flags over Texas, and also try to make my way down to Silver Dollar City sometime this off season. So excited to get some new footage out there for y'all. Excited to finally record this video. I think I touched on almost everything I wanted to. Like I said, I think that's it. Look forward to seeing some new parks. Maybe, hopefully, finally making out to Holiday World and Indiana, Kings Island. Those are two parks that I'm very local to that I still haven't even touched yet. And if I make it out there, might as well go to Kentucky Kingdom. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting some new credits in this season. And more importantly, looking forward to seeing your guys' comments down in the description of your guys' top 10, what you guys like to see, what you want to see more of. And if you're new to the channel, which you definitely are because my channel is so dang small, guys, I look forward to getting some new equipment and just continuing to make this a better experience for y'all and a better experience for me because that's what I like doing. It's just pushing this out there so the world can kind of see what's going on out there. Regardless, peace, love, happiness to y'all.